Stanz, welcome back to Divemas. Woo! Woo! It's Christmas Eve, Stanz. Woo!
Wow, Christmas Eve. Have you been a good boy this year?
No, Santa. What are you gonna do to me?
Jesus Christ, can we rerun this?
Stanz, we're here today to talk about a YouTuber you've actually heard of for once. Ludwig.
Ah, I love Ludwig. And in fact, no memes. We've been a little goofy in a lot of these dives. I would not be a streamer or YouTuber if it wasn't for Ludwig. So
You wouldn't have been born without Ludwig.
I wouldn't be born. He's my dad. We wouldn't be doing this. No Divemas would exist. I would probably be working a corporate job. So I am eternally grateful.
This might be the only creator in all of YouTube that you know more than I do about. Because I only know the things that are publicly available to me online.
Right.
I think you know things that no amount of research could make me learn.
Yeah, I actually think this is perfect. I know a lot of like the personal Ludwig, what makes him tick, what drives him, what his goals have been. And then unfortunately, because I got into streaming myself, post like 2020, I think you might know more about like Ludwig's actual content besides the stuff that I was in. Ladies and gentlemen, our story of Ludwig Ahgren starts with the first Ludwig Ahgren video I ever saw. Ludwig Ahgren's Tempe Underground monologue.
Oh no, dude.
Have you seen this?
This is his stand-up, right?
This is his stand-up, yes. And I will say that there is a group chat between me, Ahgren, and Ludwig that no longer exists, but I still have all the data. And in the early days of that group chat, pre-Ludwig, it has all been deleted because I think we were slurping off how funny we thought Ludwig was, and we didn't want him to see it when we added him into the group chat. Maybe you've watched Divemas and you've seen Cants like slave over things, and then me show up and go, this is goofy. That's what we were looking for in 2016, right? 2017. And Ahgren hit me up with a message. He said, hey, watch this video that we're about to watch. This guy hit me up and is looking for more work. I think he could be and we said some things that we probably shouldn't say. I think he could be like our little content slave. He could be like our little worker boy, stuff like that. So this was my first exposure to Ludwig.
It's been kind of a rough year for me. I'm a senior here at ASU, and you know how high schoolers, when they're seniors, they say like, oh, I have senioritis. For me, I'm kind of like, my equivalent, I'm like at HIV positive, so not great so far, not great.
Got a couple laughs. I love
the pause. There was like, no one was gonna laugh, and then he paused. He was like, oh, that was the joke.
This is, I think, his biggest banger. The nose. Don't say, oh no. It's hard to go up there. This guy was confident enough to do this. This guy is at least mildly funny. And this guy is willing to do stuff for free for us. And so I said, yeah, let's get him on immediately. And we weren't the only podcast he was working on. So I don't know if people know this, but he was an editor and worked for Scar and Toph on The Reads, the Melee podcast. Yeah, so around the same time, he was actually, it was like working for us, or not even really working for us, just kind of like he became a friend of ours who was giving us ideas for the podcast, then also would come on as a guest sometimes as he became a streamer. He was editing videos for The Reads. He was handling their merch. He was trying to like grow that platform as well. So from this moment, when he's graduated college, he has like started streaming. He has got a couple real jobs. He worked at like Snapchat for a little bit. He worked at Best Buy. A lot of people know he worked at Best Buy before he went full time. And he was streaming a few hours in the evening while working on The Reads and while helping us with esportsmanlike conduct, coming on as a guest and streaming. And pivots into what I believe are like the formative Ludwig content experiences. The things that catapulted him from being just like a regular guy on Twitch to someone who anyone who saw would think this guy could make it big. So to me, the inflection point for Ludwig as like a sidekick and Ludwig as a hero happened in September 2018. And this is like literally the rocket taking off. And that is three things that happened. We had Ludwig doing a Hotels.com commercial, the Scar Fendi show match in Vegas, and the roast of Hugo Gonzalez. Now, I'm sure there's some Melee fans watching my YouTube or watching me on Twitch that like remember all three of these, but people who know Ludwig for the yard or for like fucking stinky memes maybe don't remember when he was like this young guy doing anything to like collab with, it's kind of laughable now, but like these bigger Melee guys.
It is crazy how much the roots of his career are cemented in Melee.
Yeah, and sometimes he would play like Nintendo games or do Melee, and then for a while he had Ludwig Mango Fridays, which was like a big thing. but I think it's not only important that he was in Melee at the time and using Melee to like grow as a content creator, but one of my favorite things about him, to jump a little bit to the future, is he is still giving back to the Melee community. I mean, like years ago, everyone was like, thank you, Ludwig, you did it. You can finally move on. And just last week, he did the match, the fight for #1, Zayn versus Cody in Melee. And yeah, it gets less views on his channel, but he spent a shit ton of money to do this, including losing $20,000 to Noah J. So these two, Scar versus Fendi and How I Became a Pro Gamer, were both at EVO 2018 in September. Ludwig told me about this. He's like, I'm in a commercial. And I went, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're just like a little dweeb. What do you mean you're in a commercial? And then he showed me this.
This is Ludwig Ahgren.
What's up, gamers?
Ludwig's a gamer.
You like that? What's up, gamers?
That's so bad, but also I don't know how, like, that's not his fault. I don't know how you do that not cringe.
Right, the music and everything.
How do you become a pro gamer?
Look, you gotta grind, practice, every single day, and then the fame and money will follow.
Yeah.
What is this? What is happening? This is a Ludwig Ahgren commercial.
Yeah, they have not talked about why Ludwig Ahgren is in this commercial or what they are selling, but they will get to it very soon.
Ludwig competes all over the country. And because of his travels, he's earned a free night stay with Hotels.com. Where you going, Ludwig?
Vegas, baby! EVO 2018 is the biggest fighting tournament of the year. Everybody who's anybody's gonna be there.
You think you're gonna win?
Yeah.
How much do you think he was paid for this commercial?
Oh, it's got to be pennies. But you're going to tell me he was paid in crypto or something.
Crypto didn't even exist at this time, as far as I know.
I have no idea how much.
He got paid $0, but they gave him the flight and hotel.
Oh, that's based. Wait, I'd do that. Hotels.com, hit me up.
Yeah, they flew him to Vegas, from LA to Vegas, which is like a $30 flight, and they gave him a hotel room. So this was happening at the time. Scar versus Fendi happened at the same event, so we start seeing him in this commercial. All of a sudden, like, he is like the one hosting Scar versus Fendi, and this is a big moment in the Melee community. And then the roast of Hugo Gonzalez. Yeah, he's a great guy. He still streams. Go check him out. Hugs86. And at the time, this was kind of like a reach for him. He was like kind of small, and it was like, we've been a Melee community for a long time. Why should we invite this Ludwig guy? And honestly, he killed it.
What's up? Welcome to the second roast of Hugo Gonzalez. The first one took place actually in 2009 when they had to write his first Smash Wiki page. I'm not actually sure what I'm doing up here. I really haven't been in the scene that long. I only commentate round one pools, and I've never beaten anyone noteworthy.
I'm realizing now that a lot of this is going to be like Melee centric. He just recently beat
like, good
Chillin',
one,
dude. Yeah, it's like the crowd. Also, the crowd wasn't mic'd hard enough. People were roaring in the crowd at the time.
A lot of people are going to roast me tonight for being Scar Jr., but I think it's just because you guys don't know enough about me.
That is crazy. Like, obviously, this is before he was, like, big.
Yeah.
But him being up there and people being like, who the hell's this guy? He's Scar Jr. is so
This is
funny.
but this is what everyone said. So Nick Allen, CEO of Off Brand, like, worked with him, friend with him for a long time. This is when he first saw Ludwig, and he is now like president of Mogul Moves. He saw Ludwig at the roast of Hugo and made his career goal to be the Ludwig guy. And he did it. Like, he went through Loaded and everything and eventually made it back to Ludwig. But at the time, Ludwig was Slime's friend. Ludwig was like wannabe Scar. Ludwig was like just this like kind of random white guy who kind of appeared and is doing content a little differently, but no one knew who he was.
I'm born in New Hampshire. Second, I'm fluent in French. And finally, when I was 10 years old, my father died from alcohol poisoning. Or as you guys know it, the mango.
Oh no, you can't stop the flow.
I had to stop because it's not funny because it's the mango. It's funny because no one in the roast of Ludwig knew the reason why H-Rock made that same joke about Ludwig's dad, and no one laughed. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was great. I laughed. I thought it was funny.
Oh my god, literally, it was the most uncomfortable anyone's been, where he goes, if you don't know Ludwig, and he says those things, and his dad died of alcoholism, and then just stops, and it's like a dead quiet room. Fuck, that was so funny. This is way too Smash-centric. We could get out of here. I only wanted to pull up these videos as a way to say that, like, this was the beginning of his real rise, right? Starting from September 2018, he went from, like, a Smash follower to, like, a solo content creator all on his own. I also wanted to pull up a couple messages that shows that Ludwig knew I was the GOAT from an early age. H-Rock, mean, not a good friend, trying to make me feel bad. Ludwig, good friend, nerd, talking about my conversion rate based on followers, just to try and make me feel good, so that he could get another guest appearance on esportsmanlike content. This is
like
the kind of stuff.
Pushes up glasses.
Yeah,
Actually.
And this is what he was doing constantly in our stuff. Like, it'd be basically me and H-Rock just like talking to each other about stuff, and he'd be like, well, actually, I think this thing about this. He was, Ludwig, contrary to popular opinion, a smart guy.
Based off followers. That's so funny. That's a 2% conversion rate to followers to likes. Quiz only has 0.4.
As I was scrolling, I also saw another message from 2018 that was chilling. Imagine scrolling through thousands and thousands of messages, and every other message is something like this. There was a time period where we were trying to get the word chope trending. It was like better than dope, so if something was good, it was chope. And it's just us saying things are chope back and forth, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing and bad, and it's the three of us just all being so dumb.
Okay, so that was behind the scenes. What made Ludwig like a good content creator? Like, we've talked about obviously how bad of a person he was and how he wanted to suck you guys off, but where did it start?
What I saw in Ludwig, and especially what I learned after like meeting him, is that he was going to will himself to be successful because he is the hardest worker I've ever met. And he still is to this day, which can be a little challenging because now he has to be everything to everyone, right? He's got off-brand, he's got his stream, he's got Cutie, he's got the yard, he's got like his friends in OTV and Fear and telling them I'll do this and I'll do that. But before he had all these responsibilities, all he had to do was watch content, think about content, make content, reiterate, try new things. Now this idea, now that idea. If it didn't work, throw it away. If it worked, we're going to do another You Laugh, You Lose. And he was able to like literally, I hate to use the phrase because it's ironic, but pull himself up by his bootstraps and like... There was no one I've ever watched where I was more sure they were going to be like a full-time streamer, like a big streamer. Starting with the Ludlock for me. I went through so many emails this morning because at one point in this like 2018 and on period around the announcement of 100 Thieves, me and H-Rock made a PowerPoint that was why 100 Thieves should sign Ludwig as a content creator. And looking back, it's so fucking embarrassing. Like his viewership numbers compared to other people. But that was like the goal. It's like, no, we can do this. We've done everything. We got lucky and hugs a spot on Dignitas. Ludwig is a funny guy. He's accomplishing all his goals. He is just going to run through the wall until he gets it done. I was really trying hard to think about like, how do we do this justice as someone who is both a big content creator and my friend? And Dr. Battle told me this story of one time in like 2017 where Ludwig messaged his Discord of like, hey, not going live today. Don't have any ideas. And Dr. Battle and the other mods who are like still mods today were like, no, just go live. We love you. Like you can do anything and we'll watch it. And then Ludwig responded, he's like, no, that sucks. If I'm not like making a YouTube video, like there's no point. That's not what I want to do. And that was kind of his ethos from the beginning of this streaming career all the way to now. Like he still does that.
Every stream was a video that would go onto YouTube that then would also promote people to the Twitch, and it's like an Ouroboros of content.
Yeah, he created like a very beautiful, to quote like the Amazon business people, flywheel. He knew exactly what he had to do to get the thing turning, and then eventually the beast just fed itself. It's like, well, this is fucking weird. Isn't that the Melee commentator? Isn't that Slime's friend, right?
So what were the kind of things that he used to do early on?
So we've talked about the Ludlock a lot, which was a Pokemon Nuzlocke where he would ban his subs. He would name his Pokemon after his subs, and then if they died, he would ban them until the end of the Ludlock, which is just something that was like unthinkable for small streamers at the time. He also, he didn't create the idea, but he had one of the bigger Reddit recaps of the time. I know he got people, which is another flywheel. People were creating content for his Reddit. He was going through it, watching it, making a funny video that was cut down so that more people wanted to go to the Reddit and get like their moment in the spotlight and do those things.
Hey, the music's great.
And this is a newer version. I mean, the song's the same, but like obviously,
the songs are exactly the same. But the visuals are like, this is the 3rd edition of the Reddit recap song,
and it was influential. I mean, I had a Reddit recap song. H-Track had a Reddit recap song. Like, this is like, this is what you have to do. You play your Reddit recap song when you do your Reddit recap, and then you make a YouTube video about it.
Ludwig had a ton of in-jokes for like early stream career. And those essentially originated from the Reddit recaps because that was how he talked to his audience.
Yes. So like tax fugitive, sniper get down, you're not a closer, copy pasta from Mango about Cutie. Like a lot of those things became recurring.
Okay,
bits.
name me a couple in jokes and I'll see if I know them. See how good a Ludwig fan I am.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll start with the easiest one. How about, like, short wig?
This one was crazy because he does look short on stream, right?
You know,
Like,
everyone who meets me thinks I look short on stream too. And then I do
you're tall as hell.
the Alfredo. I get big for
You
that.
are, yeah.
What about slime pissing in Ludwig's chair?
No idea. What the fuck is that?
You don't remember that?
Did you piss? You pissed on my chair? You pissed?
Wait, Ludwig pissed? I thought it was slime pissing.
This sucks. Did you really?
Okay, next one. I like this game. Next one.
Slime breaks Ludwig's chair. Wait, hold.
I'm sure you're going to start the meme where I piss on Ludwig's chair. You can obviously
See?
Oh no, he's gonna fall. Oh no.
bottom of the chair.
Slime with hair. That is crazy.
Next one.
How about... I mean, you know how Ludwig started every YouTube video, right? If you were to give me, like, your best Ludwig Ahgren YouTube video start.
Boys!
And then?
And then?
Yeah, then what does he say?
What does he say?
Dude, he always says it.
Oh, the plan is simple. So
Yes!
like, boys is the thing.
Today,
but
the plan is simple. We blah, 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 whatever he does. Wow, you might be a fake fan, bro.
Damn.
You might be a fake fan.
I thought I knew all this stuff.
What about, like, a tax criminal?
I actually know about that one. There was a whole meme about him not paying his taxes, and if you typed in, I think it's tax evadance or something, tax criminal.
Tax fugitive? Sorry, I'm trying
Tax
to...
fugitive, that's it.
That
Yeah, that
was
was it.
that
That
one.
was
I
it.
couldn't remember what it was.
That was the one that came up. That is crazy.
But I just found out my 31-year-old best friend has not paid a single dollar from Twitch and YouTube taxes in 3 years. And he may go to prison.
Who?
Who do you think it is? Who's dumb enough to
Atrion?
not pay taxes? Yes, Atrion! He just
How?
nonchalantly messaged me the other day. He's like, oh, yeah, we can't play games. I got this, like, tax meeting. And I went, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, I haven't paid any taxes. So apparently there's, like, some fees and stuff. And I went, what?
You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all.
It does. How can you do that? You're an adult man, bro. But he paid them all. He's like, yeah, so I just paid them all. And turns out, like, I got a good tax guy. I don't have to pay any extra fees. It's just the taxes.
That is fucking wild.
That's
I'm still going to pay for 3 years. That's great.
Bit of a mogul move. Do you know where the phrase mogul moves comes from?
Oh, fuck. I do. Because
Okay.
he was
I'm
like...
going to say
was
you
he-
don't.
was
Because if
he-
you know what Ludwig says, you're wrong.
Oh. Wasn't he, like, obsessed with, like, Jeff Bezos and shit? And, like, he read fucking... There was, like, a book that he read that was, like, CEO fucking mogul moves. And he just, like, took it as his mantra or something, right?
The first ever usage of mogul moves is from Kevin Hart on Instagram. And when I confronted him,
Kevin Hart,
he went,
really?
what is Kevin Hart going to do? Sue me?
That's so based.
What about the suck and fuck off? So when we started Off-Brand years ago, before like we merged with BTS and stuff, one of the first jobs I did was working with Slim Jim to create like a package of things that Ludwig could do so he could make money on stream. And about 3/4 of the way through, Slime says, what if it's a tie? And one of Ludwig or Slime, I cannot remember who did it, said, well, yeah,
it's fucking insert myself here.
I think it's Slime.
It is Slime.
But the only reason I don't
Slime.
remember is because Ludwig was the biggest yes-ander and said some nasty shit during it.
Oh, I think Ludwig yes-anded. But
Yeah,
the
but like it wasn't
originator was
just
Slime.
yes and. He's like, how are you gonna suck me? How are you gonna fuck me? Are you gonna suck and fuck my girlfriend who's in this? And they just keep going, talking about the Slim Jim suck and fuck off. And the next day, I have like a post-stream follow-up with Slim Jim and the VP of marketing for Slim Jim's there. And for the first 20 minutes of the call, it's normal. And I'm thinking...
No one's addressing the Slim Jim suck and fuck off in the room.
I'm thinking that they didn't watch the stream, which is a thing that happens. And then all the other questions are done. And it's funny that you use those words because the marketing guy goes, well, should we talk about the elephant in the room?
They actually said that.
Yeah, they did. And I go, yeah? And they go, yeah, we should probably talk about the S and F off. And I went, oh,
they didn't even
no, they
say
didn't even
the
say
words.
it. And
So
then they were trying to be like cool youth pastor. They were like, hey, we get it. Twitch is like a fun place where fun things can happen. But that one was just a little too far. So they were actually kind of cool about it, but they did not renew their sponsorship after the first one. I think that was that was
understandable.
to me, the next Ludwig bump was PogChamps and Cutie Cinderella.
But there was a period of time where she was just Ludwig's girlfriend for like a lot of people when he was huge, and people would say that Ludwig made Cutie. which is fucking insane because people don't know. They don't know what Cutie's done, the empire that she had, and that she was a huge streamer in her own right way before Ludwig was even around.
Yeah, I remember at the time when she found him going through her, she was, I mean, to be fair, she was a sex pest of sorts, going through the Twitch directory, trying to find men to take her on a date.
Of sex pest, dude.
I think she was between like 800 to 1,000 viewers, and Ludwig was like at 200. So for him, it was like a big moment. She came into his stream, and then they went on their date, which is actually like a really cute stream and YouTube video. I thought it was a fun time. She was finding a dad for her chat. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. She was able to like kind of pull him to a new group of people, maybe like start to get him out of this alignment with the Smash community and give him another boost. And PogChamps. PogChamps was like one of the first opportunities for Ludwig to get in front of like a mass audience that wasn't Melee Frogs. He had collaborated with other streamers and he created a lot of his own good content, but PogChamps was watched by a ton of people. And so he just planned out a ton of bits so that he could do them on stream and people would think he was very funny. Now, a lot of you might not remember, but there was a time where Ludwig was LSF's darling. Everyone thought he was the funniest man in the world. Yeah, and every comment was like, well, yeah, he did improv and stand-up in college. That's why he's so funny. That's why like, he actually just understands comedy on another level. And it was because of some of the things he was doing in PogChamps. Like, for example, this clip where he pretends he didn't mute his microphone.
That's what life's about. End of the day, everything we do is to feel a little less lonely. And today, I say fuck a mate in one. I want to be a little less lonely. Mate in two.
Ludwig, it's a chess position, not a life philosophy.
Okay, you heard all that?
That was, at the time, that was the Ludwig. Like, turning on the music, making a speech, and then it was like, did you know we were listening at the time? And he'd be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and
he
did
was
it
forever doing his speeches.
so many times.
There was so many.
They were great.
Chess.com fucking stream crashed in the middle of PogChamps, so they raided his stream when they were getting it back up, and he became the biggest chess streamer of all time because he got all the viewers.
Yeah, luck is just preparation meets timing, right? He has always put himself in these situations. He's got like a couple bits pre-planned. He is taking part in them. He was always willing to put himself out there. And some of the things were literally just like RNG that got him there. But if it happened to me or you or a chatter,
put in the work.
Yeah, it's like maybe we wouldn't be able to take that moment and seize it in the way that he did.
So PogChamps was a big bump, and I would say the biggest bump was probably the most chronically online that I have ever been, Stanz.
Okay. Was it the Among Us era?
It was the Among Us era, dude.
That makes sense. It's funny because it is like Ludwig's big regret that he didn't play enough Among Us. He was like, man, if I could do it again, I would have done more Among Us.
Which is wild. Amount of Among Us he did.
And it's also mine because like we were one of, obviously Soda Poppin' did it and a couple people did it, but me, Ludwig, and Cutie and them, we like played Among Us like that second or third day, and we played it like 3 times. And then I just never played it again. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, you should. If you were the person saying you should have played more Among Us, I'd agree. You played it like twice. Ludwig was playing it basically daily. I think he's saying he just wished he only played Among Us for like 3 months.
Yeah, and like made more YouTube videos. I think he thought it would have like rocketed him to 2 million faster and things like that.
Yeah.
We probably should talk about the subathon. How invested were you in the subathon at the time? Were you like a daily watcher?
Oh no. I moved out of where I was staying and ended up moving in with a friend, and I'd got like this one room in their apartment, and I basically just sat and watched the subathon for 24/7 for most of that month.
That's so sick. Dude, you were subathoning. You were there.
Yeah.
You were with him.
There is a reason that he became the biggest streamer ever. His personality was able to shine through, and he wasn't just doing random things. He was making each chunk of his day like a specific activity. Like he'd go and he'd work out, or he took us into the shower. And there was one moment from the Ludwig subathon that I didn't realize at the time, that looking back, I saw Ludwig come.
Dude, we had to bring this up.
You know, I came in my pants while streaming.
Just admitting that is fucking crazy, right?
That is a little bit crazy, yes. Did you cry at the end?
What do you think, Stanz?
Bro, I cried a little bit at the end. I teared up for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was. You can answer that question yourself. Of course I cried.
That's sick. that was, I guess, I don't want to say it's his magnum opus because he is still out there creating and he's doing awesome, huge shit like chess boxing. And I know personally that he has like this deep desire to be more of an Ibai style YouTuber of like doing the biggest events with the biggest people versus what he used to be, which is like this personality based YouTuber and like very intimate and a little bit parasocial of like, we are going to hang out. And so I have this belief deep in my heart that he can achieve what is now his goal, even if it isn't the same as like most subscribers on Twitch. One of the things that Ludwig like actually personally helps me with is like reframing goals and like better understanding, because he was a person where bigger number, better person. Like he said it as a joke, but like in his head, it's like, this is my goal, right? Bigger number. I want to like achieve these things. And when number goes down, I feel sad. He has pivoted strictly, especially post subathon, from like, I want to be the biggest Twitch streamer to something that I think is really admirable, which is I want to help my friends achieve things that will make them happy. That is where I am going to derive my joy from. And not only is it more reasonable, it is like more fulfilling for him, and it allows him to do things like work on the yard or like literally just talk to me for an hour. Like the fact that like him giving me advice like makes him happy is like so much more healthy than I need a 1 out of 10 YouTube video, right? Or I need to come up with a new idea or things like that. Hey, how's it going? I tried to do an outro for this video live, but I felt kind of uncomfortable in front of my Twitch chat and cans because Ludwig is someone who has meant a lot to me as both a content creator that I have worked with and as a friend. And it felt really intimate for me to go there and say like, he's really special. And I knew he was going to succeed, but also it was nice to be there with him in his tough times. And here are all the things that were great. It was like looking through a montage of it. Here were the things that were a little different. And so I guess I'll just end this last non-drinking Divemas video saying, I'm so proud of Ludwig. I'm so happy for him. And even though I said it in the video, I know he's not done. I know that there's more bumps. I know that the subathon was just one small thing on what he's working on. And the fact that he changed his goals to growing as a content creator, to helping his friends, it really means a lot. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.